Okay, good morning from Los Angeles. Jan Ragnerud here. If you're coming in live, welcome to my Facebook page at Jan Ragnerud the Live. And if you are looking at this, you are seeing a picture of me, and I'll explain this here in a second. It's actually from a video, and I wanted to greet you, my dear media and marketing podcast listeners. Super excited that you're all here. Whatever you are doing in your day, this is Tuesday, and I have to apologize. I come in daily, don't I? And what happened yesterday? Big launch, and just absolutely 1:30 this morning finally stopped, and I realized, I knew about this all day long. The podcast was not in. Now, there's something called pre-planning, and typically I do this, but not too much. I have basically a general outline for the week, and then I go to town on these podcasts. It's just really pulling from, I guess you could say, experience, but also just passion here. I'm just excited about this. So if somebody just put me to a camera or a mic and said, Jan, can you talk about, X in business? I'll just get going on that and share from my experiences. And so today I really wanted to discuss a little bit what this notion of living the dream is. So I've given you a little bit of a pre-context here, or a precursor to what I'm going to talk about today. And before I do, let me just tell you about something pretty cool. There's a free workshop over here at selloutmyevent.com. If you're doing anything with events, conferences, seminars, workshops, even webinars and things online, selloutmyevent.com is a free workshop for you. Available right now, no charge. So head on over there to learn more about it. So without further ado, let's dig in here. So what do I mean living the dream, what it means, and really specifically what it means to me, and what does this picture actually have anything to do with this? Well, this actually happened not too long ago. I wanted to put out some new training for a lead generation for advertising with Facebook, and I'm actually in the process of moving as well. We're making changes over here, and the thing is, we didn't have everything in order. We didn't have the lights right. We didn't have the whiteboard, as you can see, is kind of dirty there. Kids have been all over that thing, and I have another whiteboard that's on the floor you can't see there. But no time to do any of this, right? We just need to get this out. And this living the dream notion is certainly not about this, right? I mean, you would expect that somebody like myself would have, everything in order here. It'd be a super slick, camera setup and lighting, etc. Well, you know what? That for years stopped me. And I tell you, for years. Because I'm also a geek, right? I'm a techno geek, so I want things to be done right. I want the right equipment, the right microphones. Hey, I want the right plugs or cables, to be right. If it's not a thick cable, then it's not going to work well. Thin cables don't work. If I don't have the right mic with the right logo on it, that's not going to work, right? So all this just BS, bullshit, right? Let's call it as it is. But we all get stuck in this. And so I started thinking about this. And that's a topic for today, living the dream, what it means, and specifically to me. And, what I wanted to do is just share with you a little bit from my house here. And you're looking at it. By the way, that picture right there, I did have a clean shirt. So that's going for me there. That microphone actually is from my son. And it's a little bit loud. It's sort of coming in a little bit sort of high end when you speak. But that too was something I just went with, and it's recorded right to a phone that I have in my pocket, and I synced up the audio and the video later. But all of this is just going fast, right? No special, I think I may have shaved there, but by the way, all of this in the past used to just take me forever. It had to be right. You can see those things hanging on the wall there, or the paper rather. It's taped up. The whole thing is taped up at the top there. Talk about unprofessional, this is definitely way up there, right? And did I care about this? Yes, of course. It's something in me saying, man, this is not me. This is not where I want to go with this. This is not going to be, presentable. But in fact, most people don't care about this. In fact, if you see this, and you will be able to get access through it, through the Sell Out My Event that I just put up there if you want to. But it's been getting great feedback because it's basically this. It's real. And I'm living my dream here by doing what I love, and the passion of sharing this. And really, it's called sharing and caring, right? I'm sharing my information and I care about that for you, but I also care about it for me, meaning I'm having fun here. I'm actually having a blast, right? Yeah, there's other things you can be doing, like, skydiving, or, going down, skiing down a hill, or, hanging out at Bali by a pool with a bunch of friends and family, whatever. I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about just a general sense of purpose that you have within your business or your career that really just elevates you and that you get excited about and passionate about at all times. You could wake up at 3 a.m., somebody asks you a question, and, what is CPC? Okay, great. Got it. 3 a.m. No problem. Let me talk to you about it. That's the stuff we're talking about, right? Very, very exciting. So what I did is I went out to Google and I was like, okay, let's search for what living the dream really means. Well, one page said that it was a dictionary result actually said that, living the dream is to experience the achievement of every success that one has aspired to achieve, especially from a career. Quora, which is a Q&A engine, says doing what you want to do is what, living the dream means. Living the type of life you want to live without any regrets. That's getting there, right? Achieving all your goals. That's getting there. Enjoying the fruits of your labor. Sure. Being in real life now who you had wished to be when you were younger. That's interesting. So dreams, right? Goals for the future. And there are many definitions out there, but for me, it's really simply this: master yourself. Master yourself. And that's the simplest definition I could come up with, because of course we can go on and on about all the things that this should mean and what it means to me, to you, to anybody in the world. But it's really down to the core of this, these two words, mastering yourself. And so that, for me, again, means creating mastery from your passion. That means also removing all doubt, fear, stress, focus on building confidence, inspire others, become a 100% doer, a builder. And by the way, all this stress and negativity and fear, etc., it's all self-manufactured, right? A bird flying, singing in the street, or flying in the bushes and the forests and the lakes. The flowers that are growing, they just do what they are supposed to do. They're not thinking, yeah, I'm going to fly today, but hey, I'm probably going to hit an airplane and I'm going to fly into a mountaintop somewhere. And no, it's just happiness and bliss all the way around. The power of the human mind is, of course, just, not to be underestimated at any level here. And it is based very much in the notion of self-protection. But man, don't we get a little bit nuts on this sort of, everything's going to go to hell in a handbasket thing? And then you add to this notion of social media happening all the time, right? And especially the news, of course, just focused on essentially negativity and bad headlines all day long. Well, that's, of course, going to add to negativity and volume. That's not going to help you in your poor little brain. So, and in fact, I read somewhere, don't quote me on this, but 80% or more of the brain, and really in your day to day, is focused on, fighting fear and negativity. So you think about it all the time, right? And it's basically this. So if in a 24-hour period, you think anything, which of course the mind is going all the time, well, it'll be mostly negative. Self-doubt, low confidence, your brain waves are constantly sending reminders of how much less you are, and how much less you are than others. This is what I was talking about earlier, looking at social media and Instagram selfies and the news, etc. And it's further sort of perpetuated by the fact that you're comparing yourself to others and how far you still have to go, or what you have not reached yet. It's more that negative connotation there, right? So what I'm trying to say to you is, think about these things, and I'm sure that you have already at so many levels, right? This is what we do, right? But this self-manufactured negative notion of, I can't do it. you have to really just recognize that it's going on and start shifting your beliefs around this, and you have to push forward. So if you think you want to do something, just do it. Ask things like, okay, so what's the worst thing that can happen? And hey, let's flip it. What's the best thing that can happen? And this sort of worst thing and best thing also ties into, fear of success. And then also success of success, meaning, well, what if I succeeded? That's kind of scary too, right? So, talk about negativity, right? You're going to basically forfeit your opportunities by saying, well, if I win, that'll be scary. So I'm not going to do that either, right? And so this idea that 80% of the brain, again, don't quote me. Well, if that is true, that means you'll spend all of your time, pretty much 80%, thinking about all the things that can or will go bad. And then what happens? Well, you'll do nothing. And so the cycle continues, and that's where it goes and goes and goes. So again, kind of refer back to this crappy video inside the bedroom here with this taped up whiteboard, and the light is shining in the back there. At least I got a ring light, right? That's professional. To hell with all this negativity. I mean, geez, what is that all about? And by the way, don't think I'm no saint, right? I mean, I'm kind of sharing you the warts and all here. In fact, you don't see it here. Well, partially. The shirt is not tucked in, and I'm wearing shorts. Is that professional? I think not. But ultimately, it's going to come down to this. If you're confident about your material, confident about self-mastery, which is I'm talking about here, then none of this matters. And what if somebody comes out and says, I can't believe the guy, man, the mic is kind of funky, and he didn't even take a moment to slap on a little bit of makeup for the camera. I mean, who's this guy? Well, not somebody I want to talk to, right? Not somebody that I need in my community or into my tribe. And in fact, I had somebody come in on an ad the other day. It said, I hate advertisers, something like that, the comment was. And hey, I really, really think it's disgusting that these marketers say, hey, come on in, check out this video, it's free. And then the audacity of actually charging us for that is just, I just hate it, right? So negative. And the truth is they have that opinion, and that is totally fine. That is actually ultimately an opinion of themselves, because they're not doing anything, or they're doing very little, or if they're doing something, they're certainly not doing advertising, don't understand the power of it, don't understand the math of it, don't understand the psychological effects that it can have by you communicating to the right audience and sharing your knowledge, sharing your experience, sharing your passion, and sharing your go-forward attitude to try and help and to make, cliche aside, the world a better place. That is ultimately the key, guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen. Make the world a better place. And all of that starts with who? You. And so living the dream then has to start with mastering yourself. And actually, by default, you do it when you're born. You're starting to master yourself by crying. You're basically wailing, trying to get attention, trying to figure out what's going on, coming from darkness into light, and to figure out how can you get enough attention so that you can get some food, some sustenance. Hey, I want mommy's milk. I want the love. I want the happiness. And I want to shy away from pain and negativity. But then over the years, things happen, right? The brain keeps cooking up a bunch of new stories for how you are not going to be able to succeed, and that you are going to basically trash yourself, and sometimes with alcohol and drugs. So, guys and gals, please take this note as a very positive share here today. I hope it is. That was the intention, and that you think about, how basic you can be with still allowing a lot of power to flow through not only you, but through to your friends, through your family, to your communities, your tribes, to your business networks, and ultimately, if you want, on stage, sharing your message in a big way, physically on stage at live events, but also through what we're doing right here, podcasts. Social media is phenomenal. So do it, master yourself, keep going, and do not stop. That's what we have for today. If you'd like to learn more, head on out to selloutmyevent.com. And hey, why don't you become a messenger? Sign up and learn how to put on events, learn how to share your message. It's not just social media. There's a lot of opportunity out here. You can do it. master yourself. And this is Jan out. I am ready for the next challenge. See you guys. Bye. Take it easy.